Yo, 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 what's up, my degenerate friends? We are back, Pickpocket Podcast, Long Live Sweat. Degenerate is the word of the week, okay? Because we got football to bet on, we got UFC Sphere to bet on. It's a lot of shit to bet on. Um, we're gonna get started with UFC first. UFC 306, UFC Sphere, Mexican Independence Day, sponsored by Riyadh Season, which kind of is like completely in the background now. First fight, quick, quick breakdown for the first fight. Raul Rosas, I think he's only getting better in his fights, in his upcoming fights. I mean, dude is only 20 years old. He's in the UFC. That should tell you something about his skill. But minus 1050 is far too gone. Richie Lang, he been around the UFC. I mean, um, the way I see this fight kind of planning out is we saw Raul Rosas get in some trouble, in his last fight. Um, but I think that adversity is kind of what he needed. He kind of needed to lose a round in his career. And I don't think he has to rush to get a finish here. I think he's going to take his time. Richie Lang is very tough to knock out, very tough to finish. But if there's something to bet on here, I like fight to start round two. I think Rosas is really gonna take his time. I know it's the first fight of the card. That shit may all flip around. But I like fight to start round two, minus 185 odds. Kind of best playable play here. If you want to take that over 1.5 minus 105, I kind of like it too. Um, I don't think it goes the distance though. I mean, even though Ricci's so tough, Rosas to win by submission is minus 200. So Ricci just got to defend the submissions, the rear naked for the first 5 minutes, and I think we get into the second round minus 185 odds, minus 185 by Rosas to win by submission too. Usually those like heavy, like when they're like that heavily favorited, like outcome victory, method of victory, sometimes it doesn't pan out. Like more like this is UFC. Sometimes like Richie Lang had a full camp. He knows Rosas is gonna wrestle. He spent all his time working on working on wrestling defense, grappling defense. So 5 minutes, he's a veteran, been around for a while. I like fight to start round two. It's too far gone. You can't even play the spread on Rosas here because it's that far gone. Oh shit. Joshua Van is fighting. You know what? Honorable mention Joshua Van just because he's fighting a Mexican and Edgar Chairez. And I don't have notes on this fight, but I love Joshua Van. Whenever I bet on him, he makes it fucking scary. He never makes it look easy. So, honorable mention Joshua Van minus 250 is kind of crazy though. He is like very skilled, but he always makes one fucking like he has poor judgment. He has poor IQ in the fucking octagon. The shit gets to him. The stage actually might be too big for him. Not, I don't think he's playable at minus 250. I do think he wins. But it could be like this is a flyweight fight, it could be one of those split decisions. Man, the fight I'm actually hella interested for. I can't believe I just said hella interested. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Manuel Eloco Torres. When I first saw Manuel Torres fight, I instantly texted Sway. I was like, man, this kid has a personality. I remember saying it. He was great on the mic, and I was like, I fucking love this guy. His fucking nickname's El Loco, 29 years old, 15-2, 7 wins by knockout, 7 wins by submission, one loss or one win by decision, 3-0 in the UFC. Want to know he's coming from Dana White's Contender Series. All right, last four fights. We're going back Contender Series because shit before that doesn't really, it's a little sketchy. Uh, First round knockout. First round knockout. First round knockout. First round rear naked choke against Chris Duncan. All right. Ignacio Bahamendez. These guys are both killers. He fought Ludovic Klein, and Ludovic Klein is like potentially a fucking future champ. So, but he did beat Kristen Diagos in his last fight, a first round finish. He took Trey Ogden, beat him in a decision. You know, Ogden's a tough opponent. Beat Rong Zhu, tough opponent, in with a Bravo choke. That was UFC Fight Night in 2022. But he's been around for a while, and he's also coming off Dana White's Contender Series. But he was signed in 2020, November 2020. Since then, he's had 7 fights since November 2020. That's not bad. Manuel Torres is staying a little bit more active though. Since June 2021, he has 5 fights. I mean, I guess they're both kind of the same activity level. But Manuel Torres, he's fucking knocking people out. I do think this fight is going to be close, as the odds indicate. Minus 120 for Manuel Torres and plus 105 for Ignacio Bahamama. I would say tread carefully because Ignacio is decent and he's fighting out of course, Chicago, fucking Illinois, dumbass bitch, fucking guy. But nah, we degenerates. We going with our Mexican El Loco Manuel Torres. I might not bet against the Mexican this whole fucking card. Let's see. We'll see. And man, um, a star was fucking born in the press conference. The fight nobody wanted to fucking see. Not even me. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osborne. Bro, the fucking facial expressions Ronaldo Rodriguez was making up there when Ode Osborne was speaking English and Ronaldo Rodriguez don't even understand the man. He's just like chupa mi verga. I'm damn. All right, I'm with Ronaldo Rodriguez, lazy boy. Um, I mean, minus 162 plus 136. Ode Osborne is a tough fight. It's in the flyweight division. 7 wins by knockout, 5 wins by submission, 3 wins by decision, 2 losses by decision. Those are where his losses come from. Um, I do think Ode Osborne is a tough fight. Like, man, let's break it down real quick. Jamaican Ode Osborne, 32. He's been around the UFC for a while. 5'7" with a 73-inch reach compared to our boy Ronaldo Rodriguez, who's 5'6" with a 65-inch reach. Holy shit. That's not good. 4 wins by knockout, 5 wins by submission, 3 wins by decision for Ode, 4-5 in the UFC, losing record in the UFC. Probably the first time I've seen that low key that with a male fighter. You gotta have some fucking you gotta have something on somebody in that company. Nah, I mean, despite this 8-inch reach advantage for him, he's 32 years old, which is not that old for flyweight, granted. But Ronaldo Rodriguez became a star. He's opening the pay-per-view for a reason. I think he finds a submission in this fight. Odds on submission right now are I'm actually gonna give y'all submission or decision plus 110 odds for Ronaldo Rodriguez. That's the pick. 6-fight winning streak against the guy who was on the 2-fight losing streak, who got literally choked out in the same exact fashion 2 ways in two fights in a row. Granted, against some good opposition, but Ronaldo Rodriguez became a star yesterday in that fucking press conference. He's a dog. I think he can become champ if he fucking continues with that personality and he gets, some good decisions and some winnable and he wins his fights. Moving on, man. Daniel fucking Zellhuber, my boy. Man who looks like a fucking model, no homo. This man looks like Ryan Garcia for real, though. 25 years old, 15-1. He's taking on Esteban Ribovic, 7-0. When it comes for TKO for Daniel Zellhuber, 3-0 when it comes to submission, 5-1 when it comes to decision, 3-1 in the UFC. The only opponent he has lost to in his entire career is Trey Ogden. tough out for anybody. Esteban Ribovic, 13-1, 28 years old, so a little older. He may have the edge in experience. His nickname is El Gringo. He is 5'10" with a 69-inch reach, fighting out of Argentina. 7 wins by TKO, 5 wins by submission, 1 win by decision, and 1 loss by decision. Terrence McKinney, uh, had fucking knocked him out cold. He knocked him out cold. Okay. The only loss he has is against Loic Radzhabov. Pretty tough opponent. But man, this is a tough fight to pick. Uh I'm a big fan of Zellhuber, but I think he can afford to take this L here. Both guys can kind of afford to take the L. It's not like they're gonna be cut from the fucking promotion. But I think we gotta go with the better striker in Daniel Zellhuber. Um, Esteban Ribovic, he's working against the 8-inch reach disadvantage, 69-inch reach for Esteban. Daniel Zellhuber, 77-inch reach, fighting out of Extreme Couture, fighting out of Mexico. Is there anything else that needs to be said? Minus 240 odds, but I am playing him straight up to win by knockout because I think his hands are fucking deadly. His He comes from a Muay Thai Jiu Jitsu background, so he's got a grappling game and he's got a fucking stand up game. Ah man, sorry guys. All right, though. Moving on, Brian Ortega, T City, Triangle City, 16-3. Bitch ass dude pulled out of his last fight. Now he got sick. I can't fucking say that. But taking on Diego Lopez, odds are actually widening. I remember minus 150 Diego Lopez the first time in International Fight Week they were supposed to fight. And now the odds are minus 200 for Diego Lopez, plus 160 for Brian Ortega. Honestly, guys, I don't know what to think here. I, Brian Ortega's always, I don't know, he fucking. Brian Ortega, what can I say about Brian Ortega? Like, he's a tough ass motherfucker. He's got a lot of miles on that chin. He's lost to Volkanovski. Um, I mean, we got lost to Max Holloway. I mean, kind of fluky injury against Yair, and the names he's beat are old names. He beat Cub Swanson, Frankie Edgar. He beat Moicano, but that was before Moicano was Moicano. And then also beat Clay Guida. So like, what are we doing here? Um, fuck. He's just been too inactive while Lopez has been active. My bad, guy. All right, but Diego Lopez, 29 years old, 4 year youth advantage for him. 5'11", 72.5-inch reach, 3.5-inch reach advantage. The more I look at it, it's like, fuck. Like Diego Lopez has this in the bag, but you can never count T City out. But 12 wins by submission for Diego Lopez, 10 wins by knockout, 3 wins by decision, 4 losses by decision, and 2 losses by knockout. So his chin has been tested and it's failed. But for T City, 8 wins by submission, 5 wins by decision, 3 wins by knockout. 2 of his losses were by knockout, were by TKO. I'm gonna go with Diego Lopez here. I'm not gonna overthink it. I think that third round against Danny Ige was really just the what came of cutting weight all those times. The way he beat Super Sadiq and Pat Sabatini, and he then beat Gavin Tucker, and the fight he put on against Mobstar. This guy's legit. He's a great coach too. Moving on. We gotta talk about the third fight, the trilogy. Valentina Bullet Shevchenko, 23-4 and one. 8 wins by knockout, TKO, 7 wins by submission, 8 wins by decision. Well rounded as fuck. She beat Talia Santos, split decision. I think she lost that fight. She's actually only fought Lauren Murphy in 2021, Talia Santos in 2022, Alexa Grasso in 2023. Then she got the rematch because she lost her title because she is not an active champ in September of 2023. This bitch is a glorified fucking point fighter. She's got great wrestling, but before I fucking go on my rant, 12-3-1, Sway fucking called that plus 500 fucking favorite when she was a plus 500 favorite in her first fight when Alexa Grasso submitted her. 36 years old, flyweight. I mean, I'm just reading shit now. Fuck, fuck Valentina Bullet Shevchenko, 5'5", 65.5 inch reach. Let's compare her to the beautiful white toad Alexa Grasso. 31 years old, 5'5", 66-inch reach advantage. Alexa Grasso is not going to come in there and knock you out. Alexa Grasso isn't going to come in there and get a takedown, instantly submit you. But you know what she's going to do? She's going to stand right in front of you. She's going to pressure you all the way to the cage. She's going to give you a tough time. She's going to make your game plan seem like you didn't even have a game plan for camp because you really don't know what angle she's going to take. Diego Lopez in that camp is great. I think it matters. I think camp matters a lot. I'm all over Alexa Grasso on Mexican Independence Day. I think she's got fuel inside her on Mexican Independence Night to win for, like she even said in the press conference, to win for the country of Mexico. She's the only fucking Mexican champ in the UFC and the first Mexican champ in the UFC ever. I'm sorry, Brandon Moreno. My bad. But I mean, she's beaten her last loss was in 2019 to Carla Esparza. I mean, granted, she probably should have lost the decision, but this fight's still happening. She's got 10 wins by decision. She's not a finisher. I like the Valentina plus 5.5 a lot. I think it is a decision. I think it's a decision in which Grasso wins if you want to play Grasso decision, or if you just want to play Grasso, or if you want to play Valentina plus 5.5, because she's still a tough ass bitch. Um, Official pick though, man, Grasso all day. I cannot, you know, go back on like how that the greatest pick Sway ever made. Use the fucking profit boost on it. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. It was UFC 285, Cyril Gane and fucking John Jones. But I have a fucking video of that shit somewhere. I think it's somewhere on his page. But man, Grasso, that was a crazy night for him betting, man. Along with my boy Sway, man. Um, Grasso's the pick, and if she's not your pick, then play that spread because I don't think Valentina's getting no decision, even if she's winning. You get what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that since Grasso's my pick. Sean O'Malley, 18-1. 11 wins by knockout, 2 wins by submission, 5 wins by decision. He's 10-1 in the UFC, guys. This guy's a vet at this point. He's beaten some fucking terrible names, but still. We got our typical striker versus grappler. Sean O'Malley is not 5'11". I just saw the face-offs. He's like more like 5'10", 5'9". 6-fight win streak. Really had a fluky loss to this guy, Chito Vera, the first time around. 72-inch reach. And Marab, let's look at Marab, because Marab is a chinny ass little fucking Georgian bulldozer. 33 years old. He's current fight is three fight win streak, 5'6", 68-inch reach. So one guy's 10-1 in the UFC, one guy's 10-2 in the UFC. Marab is 10-2 in the UFC. He's lost to who the fuck has he lost to? I know he lost to Ricky Simone, but I can't think of anybody else. Oh, Frankie Saenz. All right, there is a way to beat Marab. The only thing that fucks with me is in our chat, in our pickpocket chat. Lil J said that Sway told him, he may have told me this shit too, but I don't think he would have been on it today. I really don't. As somebody who knew Sway so well, I really like something's coming through the grate, but I don't know what the fuck's coming. But I don't. He said Marab was gonna be champ one day. That may be true. This could be a close fight. This could be. All right, let me start the fuck over with this fight. Sean O'Malley is long as fuck. He's long, easier to take down for strong guys like Marab. Marab is a stronger guy, no question. Sean O'Malley, I mean, who am I to be calling somebody fucking scrawny? But he's scrawny for the weight. I mean, he's so tall, he's scrawny. He looks scrawny. Marab, the way he was taking down Henry Cejudo, it's the entries that are going to be a problem. I think Marab takes down Sean O'Malley 4 or 5 times, and Sean O'Malley can still knock him out because Sean O'Malley is so long. It's going to be easier for him to get up from those takedowns, but it's going to be harder to stuff those takedowns. So while I do see Marab just grinding him on the fence whenever he gets a chance, he's going to try to judo sweeps. He's going to try this, that. Every round starts on the feet. You know how DraftKings has that? Will this fight end in between the first, minute of a round? It could be one of those. We'll see. I mean, I'm on O'Malley. I'm big on O'Malley. I was big on O'Malley till Lil J said Morale was gonna be champ one day. Like I thought Sway would be all over O'Malley, and I think he would have bet it 2 weeks ago when O'Malley was the fucking underdog. All things considered, the staph infection, suspected staph infection, the cut over the eye. I don't even think they're going to be targeting the cut over the eye. I think it's straight chin, left hand to chin. We're going tonight, night. Sphere Las Vegas is going to be a beautiful fucking card. Um, guys, I can't wait. Let me run through the picks real quick. I gotta go on DraftKings real quick and and run down the picks. I mean, I gave Joshua Van as that honorable mention, but like every time I bet on that motherfucker, it's something always that he fucking does that makes him like lose the fight or make it a close fight because he's got great striking, he's got good grappling, but oh shit. Raul Rosas is now only a minus 1,000 favorite. That is. But no, guys, Raul Rosas by submission. It's hefty, but Richie Lang. Let me see how many fucking submission losses he has, because that could be a lot. To be honest, I can't even spell this man's name. All right, Richie Lang's 25-11. You see, this is what I mean. He's so seasoned. He's a seasoned veteran. Ah, 31 years old too. 16-7 when it comes to decision. Guys, we're taking the over and at over 1.5 in this fight. Fight to start round two, possibly fight to start round three. But three of his losses have come by submission. I do think Rosas gets it done. I do think the fight gets into the second round. And I think Rosas does get the submission. If you don't want to play submission straight up because this guy is tough, I would play submission decision. Moving on. Honorable mention Josh Van. Hopefully you don't do anything fucking retarded in your fight and win. But that's the only non-Mexican fighter I'm gonna pick on this card. Manuel Torres, minus 125 odds. I love El Loco Torres, even though Ignacio, maybe I'll finally learn my lesson with this one. If Ignacio wins, I'm never betting against a Chicago fighter again. Chepe, I always bet on him because he went to train college up the fucking street. Um, Real quick, man. Norma Dumont plus 3.5 minus 250. Free money, yo. Just put like $25 and $10 because it's gonna happen. I didn't even want to talk about that fight. Irene Aldana is a fucking disgrace after watching that Nunes fight. Um, Ronaldo Rodriguez, lazy boy. What do you say? Chupa mi verga, bitch. Chupa mi verga. I'm going with chupa mi verga. I think Ode Osborne's gonna be chupawing a lot of verga in the fight, and that's all I could say. I mean, how do you get choked out twice in a row? I know the height and the reach are there for Osborne, but he ain't some crazy striker. And Ronaldo Rodriguez is a tough ass lazy boy. And O'Day Osborne can't trash talk. He say, "I'm gonna make you look like a lazy boy." The fuck is that, bro? The fuck is you saying, dude? Um, but I got Daniel Zellhuber straight up with Esteban Ribovic. It's a tough fight. I mean, I would just sit back and enjoy that one. If the odds were like even, I would say jump on Zellhuber because I do think he is a little better. But Ribovic has like a little bit more of that experience, I guess you could say, with better opposition. I like Zellhuber striking a lot. I think I'm gonna play like half a unit on to win by KO at plus 300. Why the fuck not? I think those are good odds. But Rubovic is a tough motherfucker, but Zellhuber has some technical striking. Diego Lopez, don't overthink it. Brian Ortega is tough though, so I wouldn't blame anybody if they were on that plus 3.5 for Ortega. Both are solid bets. You're not a bad better if you pick either fight, you know. Like Diego Lopez, you can't really judge his last fight, even though he won. But you can judge his previous fights, and he's fucking killing people. But he has never killed somebody like Brian Ortega. Um, Official pick for me, Diego Lopez. I love Grasso, Alexa Grasso all day, money line. Plus 5.5. Shevchenko was a great play too, though. Minus 190. It's just that's one of those Norma Dumont, put plus 5.5, plus 5.5, plus 3.5, minus 250. Let's see what it. I'll put that 50 on it right now live. Oh, that's only plus 113 on. 50 gets you 106. That ain't right. No, I do think Shevchenko can cover that plus 5.5. It's tougher in those 5 round fights, though. I definitely like it more than Norma Dumont to get the plus 3.5. And last but not least, Sean O'Malley, minus 125. I think he's going to be able to get up from takedowns. I think he's going to manage distance well. I think he's going to catch Marab on the chin. And you know what? I think he wins the fucking decision. Needle drop looking. I think he wins the decision plus 450. I think he's gonna knock down Marab 2 or 3 times, but I think he's gonna be like, "Hey, Marab, let's just get back up. Don't jump into." Marab doesn't really have a guard game, a jujitsu game, but you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Marab, like, stand up, or the fight's gonna be over. So, like, I think it's safe to play to sprinkle the decision and then just go all in on O'Malley. Lil J gonna hate me because Sway told him Marab's gonna be champ one day. It's just not gonna be tomorrow, man. I just don't see it happening. Sean O'Malley's a superstar. Conor McGregor just pulled out of the fight for good against Michael Chandler. I just got the news right now. Michael Chandler's facing Charles Oliveira in the 5 round co-main event, UFC 309. They need their star. Their star is O'Malley. There is no bigger star than O'Malley, maybe other than Alex Pereira. But that's the heavier weight classes. You need somebody down there too. Makachev isn't going to be the star. It could be another Khabib, but you need a star to, you know, politics. This is UFC is politics a lot of the time. There's no way, like there's no way like some of these fucking like odds. I think O'Malley should be a full blown dog with the pace that Marab could put on him. like plus 150, minus 180 Marab. But O'Malley's getting juiced because everybody's betting on him. That's the way the line is moving. O'Malley's gonna catch him. Marab can definitely win this fucking fight, make it boring all 25 minutes. But Cyril Gane got submitted first round. I still believe he took a dive to this day. Within a minute, he got submitted. Sean O'Malley either knocks out Merab Dvalishvili in less than 2.5 minutes, or he wins a decision. Mark my fucking words. Or first, all right. How about this? First, second round group to win Sean O'Malley. That's a single bet you could find on DraftKings. Fuck, I'll find it for you right now. I'm just giving y'all plays, man. One day, 1 hour. Come on, y'all. Um, groups of rounds. Groups of rounds. Where are the fight parlays? Sean O'Malley to win in rounds 1, 2, plus 275. Sean O'Malley to win decision, plus 450. You play both, you win, but you know, like you're gonna win one of them. I guarantee you that's one of the way these fights go. I don't think Marab's winning at all. I just broke down my breakdown. I'm coming home from work. Look at me, y'all. This shit crazy. My back hurts. Oh yeah, Canelo's fighting tomorrow too. And NFL predictions tomorrow in the morning with Lil J. Lil J, your ass better wake up and wake me up if I ain't up. Long live Sway, Sway forever. UFC SPHERE, baby, Mexican Independence Day. I was gonna say something in Spanish. Puro pan, puro pan, puro pan. Peace, yeah.